Hi, boys and girls. I want to share with you one of my daughter's favorite books when she was little. It's called The Great Big Noise by Ruth Cromer Weir. Hope you enjoyed as much as my daughter Lauren did. One day, Grandpa came for a visit. Jimmy and Johnny had never seen him before. He was a wonderful grandpa with round, fat cheeks. He had a white mustache that turned up at the corners and wiggled when he talked. He had a patch of white hair on each side of a shiny bald head. But the most important and wonderful thing about Grandpa was the stories he told. After dinner, Grandpa sat in a big armchair. "Tell us another story, Grandpa," said Johnny. "Tell us another about lions and tigers." So Grandpa told them another story about lions and tigers. He told them a story about boats. He told them about planes. He told them about storms, even big cyclones and tornadoes. He talked and he talked. The boys listened and listened. At last Grandpa yawned. Then Jimmy yawned. Then Johnny yawned. "Time for everybody to go to bed," the boys' mother said. They were half asleep as they undressed and crawled into their double-decker bed. Johnny crawled in the lower deck. Jimmy climbed a ladder to the top deck. Soon they were both fast asleep. But in the night, there was a noise. It went grrrr. "Did you hear it?" said Jimmy. He looked out into the darkness from the top deck of the double-decker bed. "It's a lion," said Johnny. He looked out into the darkness from the lower deck of the double-decker bed. It went growl, 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 and it got louder and louder and louder. "It's a tiger," whispered Jimmy. "A tiger with big black and yellow stripes." It went grrr, 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 and it got louder and louder and louder. "It's a plane," said Jimmy. "Just an airplane." It went zzz, and it got louder and louder and louder. "It's a motorboat," said Johnny. "Just a motorboat. Go to sleep." But it went put 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 put, and it got louder and louder and louder. But it went wish, wish too, and it kept on getting louder and louder and louder. "It's a tornado," said Jimmy at last. "It's a tornado because what else could it be?" The house seemed to swell up and swirl. Then it fell back down to earth. The bricks clattered together with an awful noise. It rumbled and it roared and it swished and it swooed, and it got louder and louder and louder. At last Jimmy said, "It's coming from under the door. Let's find it." So the two boys crawled softly out of their double-decker bed. They walked quietly across the room to find the great big noise. They opened the door just a crack at first. The noise seemed to be coming down the hall. Suddenly it started to growl again. Grrr! And it got louder and louder and louder. "I'm scared," said Johnny. "I feel prickles all over me." "I'm scared too," whispered Jimmy, "but we have to find it." "Listen, it's coming from Grandpa's room." Very, very quietly he opened Grandpa's door, and they saw what was making the noise. Its nose was red, its cheeks were round, and there were two white horns growing out of its head. Out of its mouth came the awful, terrible noise. Growl, grrr, zzz, Put, 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 put. Wish. Ooh. Then the noise stopped. It rubbed its eyes. And what do you think it was? Grandpa! I hope you enjoyed the story.